to show you how to make a copper wire wrapped heart pendant. And you can use any kind of beads you want to and make your own style or do your own curls, but I'm going to show you how I did a basic one. The tools you'll need is cutters, flush cutters. Sometimes I use little bitty ones. You're going to need your needle nose pliers, your round nose pliers, not that much, and I use the nylon pliers a lot to straighten out. If something gets too bent, I straighten it out a little bit. Also, I use it to squeeze certain things that I don't want to scratch up. I usually use a soft, non-tarnished silver wire, so it scratches very easy and has a coating, so I like to use those a lot. Okay, I have some 16 gauge copper. You can use a small or a 14 if you want. Just depends on how thick you want your heart. And I'm using a 26 gauge copper wire for wrapping. You can use 24 also. And I'm using Swarovski crystals. They're the Siam color, and some various beads. In the picture, I showed you one with turquoise, with a turquoise bead, and I'm just going to use different beads this time. So what you want to do is, I don't measure a lot. I usually just kind of grab some of my wire. And to make a heart, I just bend it like this. Okay? And then squeeze it together some more. And then I take my nylon pliers so that I don't have to scratch it, and I squeeze. Squeeze it together. You can use your flat nose also to do this, but I like to not scratch it up. And then you pull apart, and there you've got the bottom of the heart. And then sometimes you have to straighten it up a little. This is also what I use my nylon pliers for, to straighten things and flatten it, just so. And this is getting a little unruly, so I'm going to straighten this out a little bit. And then you can take any kind of round object. I'm using an empty spool, but you can use anything. I also have a bead. You can use that as well. This works pretty well. And you put it right there. And you go down as far as you want, and then you roll it around one side. Then you take the other side and roll it around. I haven't cut my wire off my spool yet. And then you take that off there. That works pretty well. And so you've got this, and you just want to pull it apart like so. Alright, this is getting a little too big, so I'm going to smush it down a little bit. And I'm going to cut off my excess wire. And put that aside. So you've got this. Okay? And then you're going to turn it towards you, and you're going to bend. You're going to bend it up. Got one side, and then you're going to straighten it out like this. Okay? So far you have this. Alright, take the other side. So you're going to squeeze these two together so that they come close, just like you did down here. You're going to do the same thing again. Okay, now I have squeezed those two things together, and now you should have, okay, whoops, and now you should have this. Now you want to take a bead reamer or a pen or any kind of small, something like a pen that you can wrap the copper wire around. You take this and you press it up against the back. This is going to be the back of the heart, where the two things are sticking up here. You're going to curl it around. This gauge is quite hard to curl. The bail. Now sometimes the bail doesn't always line up. I use my round nose pliers sometimes too to fix this. You want to cut the excess wire that's hanging out. And so see, the heart has taken this shape now. And there's my bail wrapped. I wrapped the wire around it and then cut the little excess that was hanging off. I'm going to cut some more right here. Okay, we're going to take our small gauge, our 26 gauge wire, and we're going to start wrapping the bail. So we just start at the bottom of the bail here, like this, like so. And you start wrapping. This is why you want it to be lined up. A lot of people weave their bails, but I don't know how to do that very well. I'm not real good at it. I think I have the wrong gauge, and I think I need a smaller gauge for it. So I've been wrapping my bails this way, and it seems to turn out just fine. And just keep wrapping around. I've wrapped some, and hopefully yours looks like mine. I'm sorry, I don't have a very good video camera. This is not working out too well. Okay, I have wrapped one side here with the small 26 gauge wire. I've wrapped it just around and around and around and around like a spring, you know. And anyway, I'm not sure at your level, the beginners, the excess wire that you end up with after you're going around and around, you can wrap up to the top to, you know, go ahead and have a bead and then wrap it some more. One hint or tip I wanted to say was if there's a small bit of excess wire that you end up with at the bottom of the bail, go ahead and just wrap it around your frame at the bottom. And that'll just hide it, and you can hide it with beads or whatever later on. And so I'm going to continue to wrap the other side now, and we'll come back when it's done. One more tip for you. I have found that barrettes are pretty useful in holding my little small wire together to store it, because it's just quick and easy. You just pop it on, you know, and yeah, you can just recycle some barrettes that you don't use anymore. So I have done wrapping the bail, and now I had some excess wire left over from wrapping the bail, and I'm putting some crystals on the same wire here, just filling.